It's recording.
Live. Hola. Me llamo Pablo Carreño Ricardo Luis Francisco López Guillermo de la Mujer de la Llorona. Estoy diciendo palabras y los americanos estúpidos van a creer que todas estas palabras son mis nombres Santiago. But you can call me Juan Pablo Carreño Ricardo Luis Francisco.
And I'm Jose. Welcome to Spanish News Nightly. On our show today, we will have a segment on the current state of our economy.
We're going to start with a bit of a Spanish economic history.
In 2008, the economy went boom. The GDP contracted almost 3.7%. And in 2009, again. In 2010, still contracting. It didn't start to grow again until 2011. The prices of homes were falling fast, and the economy was in shambles.
The GDP per capita, only 33,700. Unemployment rate, 18.1%. Government revenue, 420 billion, but guess what? They spend government expenditure, 536.3 billion. Now, I'm no math major, but I can tell expenditure greater than revenue means debt. Spain is in debt. Our economy kind of sucks.
The Moody's rating for credit gave Spain just one notch above junk, and Standard & Poor's downgraded Spain to BBB-, which is pretty bad. So things are looking grim for now.
What do you think about Spain's economy?
I think it's good because their currency is higher than ours.
Debatable. Do you know what austerity means?
No.
Do you know what the Eurozone is?
No.
Do you know what a euro is?
Their currency in Spain.
Do you know any countries in the Eurozone?
Europe.
What do you know about Spain?
Oh, I know. That's where we get enchiladas.
So, I understand you've been a resident of Spain sometime in the past.
That is correct. I was actually back in 2002. That's a correction. So it was a long time ago, and it was first semester of college. And sadly, I have not been back since then. I hope that I'll go back sooner rather than later.
Yeah. And what do you think of the economy in Spain so far?
Well, I lived in Barcelona, and Catalonia in northeastern Spain has always been the most prosperous region of Spain for whatever reason. I think for a long, long time, and I think it still is today. So when I got there, it was clearly in the middle of a boom.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot to compare it to because I have not lived in other parts of Spain, or frankly even visited other parts of Spain. But I can tell you that it seemed like, to me it seemed like New York City or San Francisco. It was a booming city with a lot of conspicuous consumption, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know what the 2008 and 9 and on recession has made it look like. I know it's been pretty devastating for Spain, 20-25% unemployment
Yeah.
at its worst.
Crazy.
I don't know what that looks like because I haven't been back there since.
Alright, now we're here our financial advisor, specialist. We're going to talk about austerity. What is austerity?
Austerity is the government's plan to increase revenue in hard times.
Revenue of the government, or
Yeah, government revenue.
by doing what?
Budget cuts, tax spending, more spending.
More
Just-
spending?
Yeah,
So is it working in the countries or?
no, for the most part, no, it's not. Greece is doing really badly, really poorly. They're bankrupt. Spain's doing really bad too. The only countries that are doing well are Germany and the UK. And Germany's only doing well because its exports are strong, like cars, German cars. We're back with Juan Pablo to talk about the future.
Juan Pablo Carreño Ricardo Luisa III.
My bad.
As of 2014, Mother Spain has finally started its ascent to glory again. Our unemployment rate went down a whopping, Jesus granted, 0.02%. Incredibly. Soon we will retake the motherland and Europe and possibly the world.
Did you say 0.02%?
0.02%. In reality, however, Spain's economy will not sustain much further. With rising debt and unemployment scourging the nation, there is little hope for economic revival anytime soon. The GDP has been dropping, and the future looks grim. Experts predict a 0.4% quarter-on-quarter may be as good as it gets. We may need a miracle to save Mother Spain.
So now that Juan Pablo has told us about Spain's future, we're going to go to our financial advisor about what he thinks about the future of Europe. So what do you think specifically about Greece?
I think Greece declaring bankruptcy is a huge blow to the European Union. Greece is definitely going to leave it within the next 5 years.
You think so?
Yes,
So
I
they'll be
think.
the first country to have
I think they're going to close off a lot of their revenue from other countries as well. I think they're going to close off trade, create barriers, and try and isolate themselves.
Do you think the citizens there will continue to experience high unemployment and inflation?
Yeah, I think that the unemployment and inflation might last for the next 100 years. No less. It's going to be a while before Greece can get back on track.
And what do you think about Italy?
I think Italy's doing a lot better than Greece. It still needs some work.
But it's relative.
It's relative. I think that they could probably fix their economy within the next 50 to 60 years with improvements in government spending, and also the unemployment rate might begin to go down.
Yeah. So you think
But
it'll take us
it's
all
close.
50 years?
Yeah, it's close. It could also go the other way though. It could also become the next Greece and just go bankrupt.
That's true. And then he's told us about Spain.
Mm.
While we're in southern,
Spain, España, viva.
while we're in southern Europe, what do you think about Portugal? They're in a pretty rough situation as well.
Colony of Spain.
I think Portugal's doing pretty similar to Italy, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Portugal's going to have a similar situation with Italy. I think that their two economies could possibly be linked.
Yes, as are Portugal's and Spain's.
Yeah, and I
If one
think
goes down, the other may come down as well.
I think with some careful planning, they can get out of their unemployment decline.
And now northern Europe, what do you think about France?
I think France is it's also like Italy and Portugal. It could use some work, but I think France is a little closer to improving than I think it might take them closer to 30 years to improve.
Would you say it's running the line between the better economies and the worse ones?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
And then
better.
Germany.
Germany's doing really well right now. Their unemployment rate is much lower than most of the European Union.
And lastly, the UK. What do you think will happen?
I think the UK it's not doing quite as well as Germany, but I think it's doing pretty well. And I think if other countries follow the UK and Germany's example, that they'll all
So you
improve as
think
well.
that they will continue to have a robust economy, whereas Southern Europe and maybe France will continue to stay the same, if not go down?
Mhm.
And then how do you think that will affect the political
I
relations
think
between the
as a
countries?
whole, I think Greece is too far. I think Greece is going to be lost. It'll be a while before Greece joins. I think Italy's going to be a part of it. I don't think Italy's going to leave, but it'll take a lot of work to make sure it doesn't. And the same goes with France and Portugal. I think Germany and the UK are the heart and soul of the European Union.
Thank you.
Alright, and now we have a segment by Senor Jose about politics.
As you would think, the economic downturn has had an interesting effect on politics. So there was one prime minister from 2004 to 2011, who you've probably heard about. His name was José Zapatero. And then he was generally a socialist, kind of. He was part of I believe the name is the Workers' Socialist Party. Textbook socialist reforms and just entitlements all across the board. And then in 2011, the Spanish people definitely came to their senses, and they elected a conservative guy named Mariano Rajoy, who hasn't really fixed much, even though he's been in office for almost 3 years now, because, you know, Zapatero really kind of screwed things up during his tenure. Because even when he took office in 2004, the economy was already starting to show signs of that the boom that had taken place before 2008 was already starting to recede. And then by 2008, they all just fell apart. But he stayed in office until 2011, when Rajoy, the conservative, as one would probably think a Republican in America, took office. And then he has tried to improve things, but kind of...
So you've heard it here first from Spanish News Daily. The future looks bleak, even with the minuscule boost Spain has received lately. Tune in next time for an in-depth review of how Spain will annihilate and decimate everyone else in this year's World Cup. Thanks for watching.
Greece will definitely be conquered by...
No, are you kidding me now?
Why did you show me the freaking
I
time?
told you I would. Okay, we're just gonna have to fix that. We're not doing another shot because Isaac's was gold. Go.
Greece? It's kind of crooked right now. Just letting you know.
Okay, and I'm gonna. So don't move on to the next country.
Maybe if you didn't laugh.
Don't move on to the next. Madison. Madison. Madison.
Hey, you go.
Want to be quiet for like 2 minutes? Why? Because I'm shooting something for AP.
Did you put it up like this? Did you put it up against the top of this?
No, facing this way.
What do you mean?
Like the,
Oh, do you have the camera on the bottom? And then you have to like smack the desk around it or something. And it'll be like a...
Is this AP Euro? Yeah.
Hold on, let me get this out of the way.
so wait, is it rolling now?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Let me check.
Double check. Where do you think Spain is heading? Why don't you
Wait, hold on.
talk about?
Where is Spain
We're
heading?
both talking about the future though. Like I'm the future.
Oh
you're
my
saying.
god, bro.
Why would you talk about the future of Spain?